I'm back. I don't have a voice, so please excuse me. But nonetheless, welcome back to my channel. Really do appreciate it. And everybody else that's new, welcome to the family. I'm gonna put my bag here because I don't like that mess. Yes. And yes, T, my glasses are off, so yes, watching you. So, yo, I hope you can hear me because the unknown voice gone. Yo, gone. Like, gone. The weekend was too hectic for me. Yo, it was so hectic. But anyway, let me just put lipstick for you people. Hey! I'm supposed to have a liner, but I'm gonna wing it. I love this is like since COVID and the mask thing, because I love dark colors. I've all of a sudden have reverted to nudes, and this looks like my lips, so I'm happy with that. It's called More Than Merrier. More Than, you can't really see it's MAC. I love it. It's a powder kit. Oh my god, I love this. Where have you been? Like, it is so nice. I love it. Like, I can, oh, kirata. Like, you know, it's no, it looks pinkish brown and ipila. Oh my god, ipila. I love it. And I think the more, because I love matte, but matte tends to dry my lips. This is like, it feels as though it's got oil and it's moisturizing. On top of that, it looks matte. Like, what magic is that? What voodoo crap is that? But anyway, the best. I love it. About to go to church. Yes, I'm gonna sing my lungs out. So anyway, I'm coming today to basically talk about the fact that today is my 1-year anniversary of being a vegetarian. Yes, the 13th of December was the day that I decided that meat and me are not gonna be friends. Mind you, I'm Xhosa, so that is actually basically unheard of. And people that know me know who Nama. Oh god. We are like this. Ocean and the beach. But on the 13th, what had happened, let me tell you, last year, this time, we were in Australia and we were having a braai, and we had a braai. And it was just meat galore. Like, we had all kinds of meat. Like, it was meat galore. We ate meat. Like, it was meat, so much meat that I ate meat in the morning, day, night, for 3 days. And we would be like, eat today. Like, we got there, went to braai. Didn't, like, slept a bit, went to braai. We didn't even sleep. I don't think we slept here. We went to braai, and then I'm gonna smack someone. Went to braai, and then I'm coming back. I'm coming now.
Don't say that. It's not in the purpose.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'll give you. We went to braai, and then the next day, after we woke up, and we slept late, woke up again, went to buy more meat, bread. That was meat for until the night. And night, meaning the morning, we sleep for 2 hours, when again, bought alcohol. But yes, meat again, bride on the last day. before we went to take a nap for us to go back home. And that's what we did. I got here and I don't know, because we even went swimming, and it could have been, I don't know what, because after that, when the beach closed, we then went to the hotel swimming pool and we chilled there until late. So I don't know if the rash that I had on my body was from the meat or that swimming at night. I don't know. But somehow I ended up with like rash all over my body. Couldn't understand. And I then said, let me detox. Imagine detoxing on the 13th, from the 13th of December, saying, hi, no meat. And I actually thought I'm gonna stop meat until Jan. So I thought, okay, for a month I'm not gonna have meat until Jan. Then January I'll go back. A week of not eating meat, my body was like, I was regular going to the loo. I felt lighter. I felt like, is it like agile? Like I was so energetic. I'm a very, very hyper person, but I think I was 10 times hyper. But one thing that I hated was that I was gaining weight. Like I was getting fat and I couldn't understand. I was like, hey, and I know maybe because I'm a O type, O blood type, is it that what's it called? And I'm basically supposed to be eating meat, but I'm not going back there. Another thing that I loved about it was that my stomach was not growling anymore. Like I was, hey, everything was perfect. Like I couldn't, because my stomach would growl. I would hear all these sounds, like really it was, yeah. And I remember, because I've been a vegetarian before, I've done no meat for a good, I think, yeah, maybe 2 years. I can't remember, but I remember I've been a vegetarian before, so it's not a new thing. Yeah. And so as Jen was coming through, and I knew that now it was time for me to choose whether I'm going back to meat or not, I then watched some a Netflix movie or documentary about how they actually make sure that there's enough meat for everybody. And I was like, actually, I don't think I want to go back. So even though it was vanity, because then I went, and I checked, and I said, you look younger, you do this, you do that, your skin, your glow, and all those things that it was offering weighed more than me tasting meat. Like I was like, wait again, I'm going back. I'm not gonna have meat. I'm just gonna stick to not having meat. But it was so difficult because then I don't know. Basically, I don't know how to cook, and now I must eat vegetarian. And I hate pasta. And vegetarians normally eat pasta. And basically it means I'll live on bread, because I just slap peanut butter on bread and eat. If like, you can only have so much fruit, and vegetables were never my thing. I didn't know what to do. So then I decided, what, to me, if you're gonna now stick with this, you need to go and learn all these things that they do. So basically, I'd ask people that are vegetarian, what do you eat? And they'll tell me, no, buy chickpeas, buy tofu. And I don't like tofu. I don't want to eat it again unless somebody makes it, because there'd be people that would give me something that is tofu, and I'd be like, oh my god, it's so nice, and I've bought it, and that thing is not cheap. And then to make it, and it must have flavor because it's so bland. I'm not wasting money, then have to improvise this thing so that it doesn't taste like what it is. Juang. Like, no, I don't want that. And another thing that I had promised myself is that I don't want to buy substitutes. So I'm not going to buy meat substitute. That thing is expensive. Like, basically, if you live on, you eat what you see. Meaning, if you buy broccoli, and broccoli is broccoli, it's cheap. Mushrooms, cheap. Like, you go to a fruit and veg, or we don't even have a fruit and veg around where I live, so I go to a fruit and veg, not lovers, but fruit lovers. I don't go there. There's a fruit and veg, like it's a granny fruit and veg, not a franchise, but basically, and there I get to buy vegetables and fruit every week or every second week, and it's not expensive. Like, it's not expensive. It's actually quite cheap to be vegetarian if you eat things that are not processed and things that are not like equivalent, or what do they call it, beyond meat. And because that's what you call beyond meat, which is meat but that's not meat. I don't know what it is, so I don't do that. If I feel like a burger, I mash out chickpeas, I put in all the spices, onions, carrots, whatever, make it, put some corn flour, when I some bread crumbs, guy fryer, by burger. And I find vegetarian food very tasty. Like, but then that is if you don't like flavored. I do eat flavored food. Like, I flavor my food. So basically, I put so much spices that it tastes delicious. Like, whatever I make normally, when somebody comes through and tastes it, they're quite chuffed. They're like, what? There's no meat here? Yeah. But broccoli is broccoli, carrots are carrots. I don't camouflage anything. So if you know how carrot tastes like, it's gonna be like same. And broccoli being my favorite vegetables, that's why I've said it 3 times. I eat it a lot. And yeah, so basically I buy like a bunch of vegetables. I buy whatever that's freezable. I buy it, cut, put it in plastics, put it in the fridge, and I know if I'm hungry. Oh yeah, and then I make a lot of soup. So I will make soup. Like, I have so much soup in the fridge. Then if I'm lazy and I don't feel like it, just defrost my soup, warm it up, drink. I'm full. What else do I make? I do eat pasta, but not a lot. I'm not a pasta fan, but my family is, so I do. Another thing that I've actually done, because I live with meat eaters and I cannot cook for them, so what I do is I will make sure that there's 2 or 3 days in a week where we are all eating the same meal, which is which is vegetarian or fish. And then the other days I will then have 2 meals. Maybe I'll make like a meaty meal, and then I'll defrost my soup, or I'll make 2 meals, vegetarian and meat, and I eat. Then when COVID started, that's when I basically went from, was it COVID? Yes, March. Not even March, maybe April. I then went from being a full-on vegetarian, then I became a vegetarian with pescatarian tendencies, meaning I do eat fish. Now I'm not a full pescatarian. I don't eat everything. I only have fish, like any kind of fish. And I have calamari. I can't have prawns. I can't have lobster. I can't have crab. I can't have anything that is shellfish, oysters, mussels. I can't have that, because then I'm allergic to that. So I can't have that, but I do eat any kind of fish. And yeah, and basically that's what I would have, like on a special day, or on a day where, like Sunday, when I make like a big hearty meal, I will make sure that there is fish for me. If, let's say, we're having like Kota Day, everybody's having like burgers and whatever, I'll have fish cake as a burger for me. Yeah, and that's what I do. But out of 31 days in a month, I must probably have fish 5-6 times. The rest of the time I'm vegetarian. I'm eating fish, anything that does not have meat. Now, I'm not vegan, which there's a huge difference there. I can't be vegan. I love cheese. I love milk. I love eggs. So it's gonna be very hard for me to like. My goal is to eventually be vegan, but if I even transgressed to get and I went back to pescatarian, I don't know if I will get there, but I would love to be vegan. I would love to get to a point where I only eat vegetables and fruit. Yes, but other than that, I'm happy. It's the best decision I've ever done. Basically, when it comes to my health, I'm not saying like I'm so healthy I don't get sick. No, that's a lie. But I'm like, I love how I feel. Yo guys, like it's a big sacrifice for me. Chicken lick and wings, ribs, chops, bacon. Those used to be my things. So it's like, oh my god, girl. Even when I have to prepare it in this house and it smells, I'm like, oh god. But now, well then, like 2-3 months into it, now it's gotten to a point where I even hate having to touch it. I hate having to cut it in pieces. I hate it. Like, I want everybody in this house to basically be vegetarian so that we don't even buy meat. Meat must not be in this house. But I can't. My last born loves meat. Like, guys, he loves it so much that he is willing to cut that meat. He is willing to learn how to make it because nobody wants to make it. Like, they'll be like, no. So the reason why we're now having 3 days of vegetarians because people don't want to cook meat, but they want to eat it, and then I don't want to. So who will? Who must do it? Who? Me? Are you serious? Are you for real? So if you want me to do it, I'll do it once a week. Other times it will mint. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes I'll feel bad and I make it, but I hate cutting it, guys. Like, I literally hate it. I hate the smell of it in my hand. Like, I really don't want it. And I pray, like Alcohol Anonymous, then they're like, oh, my year. I really pray that I get to another year and I'm like, oh, 2-year anniversary, 3-year anniversary. I'd be so happy. Like, I'll be so ecstatic that, and I get to a point where like, fish and chicken. No. And then I'm like, no, I can't have eggs. That's still, because vegans are people that don't eat anything that has animal products in it. If it comes from an animal, they do not eat it. So there is vegan cheese. That thing is tasteless. I've tried it. There is vegan bacon. I don't know what's in there and I don't like it. If I don't know what's in the meal or I can't read it, it's not going into my mouth because I can't read it. I need to read and see what it is because it's so pointless that you would buy the most expensive stuff for your face, but what you put in your mouth is like zhuang. How? Zhuang. But it will get there where it's fruit. Like, I basically pick it up from the tree and I'm like, and I'm done. I hope. So for perseverance, the perseverance of this lifestyle, because it's no longer a struggle. It was a struggle to keep up with it for a long time, and people that knew me, it was hard for me to tell them because they knew I'm like, when somebody knows that I love meat and I'm like, I don't eat meat, they don't even take me seriously. They're like, really? Are you starting now with your stuff? Because so no, it's like, when from Ning, why? You decided, why? For what? And it's not even like that. It's just me deciding, Hori, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want things that give me life, things that literally put better lifestyle in my life. I want, you remember, self-care, self-love, everything selfish. So anything that is not, and I'm told meat stays in your system for over 2 weeks. And I could be wrong, could be 2 months as well. But apparently it stays there, and meat has got to rot in your meat must rot in your stomach before it is excreted out of your body. Do you think I want that? You're sitting there hanging on to life. Are you for real? No, I'm good. I will stick to vegetables. I eat now. I'm in the loo already. I'm done. Our friendship is done. Once again, that kind of commitment is not for me. So yeah, it's what it is, and it's been great. Hey, it's been great, and I'm loving it. I prayed this day, next year I'm able to come back to say, hey. If not that I stay in the same like now, I should have improved, like maybe full on vegetarian or vegan. Because I think I tried vegan for 2 days and I was like, no, cheese, you're son. I will not be able to, because then, yeah, because another thing about that is that even though I'm vegetarian, I'm trying to cut on fiber, or not even fiber, like wheat, gluten. And it's so hard because gluten is, when you eat meat, you're able to eat meat and salad. With this, you eat salad and you can't lace it with too much dressing. So you're basically eating, oh God. So, but I eat fish, so I will sprinkle some fish flakes, something. I have to say, Hore, because I went, like, I followed a lot of vegetarian people. Not most, but about, I have 2-3 people that I know that are vegetarian, and I'm able to go and ask, hey, what is this? Hey, please help me. I want to make this and everything. And I made it become not an option to consider meat or fish. And because I made it that, it's easier for me to say, I have no choice, just stick to this because there's no other way. And then I had to learn, and I must say, it's been great for me. Like, it's a learning thing. COVID has taught me to cook, and now I make a lot of vegetarian dishes, and they're so delicious that sometimes my kids don't even know it's vegetarian. So it's working. And yeah, that's it. I think the worst part was having to go to lunch with somebody that knows I love meat, and then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I'm gonna have a vegetarian dish, and they look at me like, so do you lose weight from this vegetarian? Because that's the first thing people will ask. Hori, so do you lose weight? I'm thinking, no, actually I gained. But I feel great. I am glowing. It's the best. So for that, I'm happy that I made. For that, I'm happy for that 3 days in Australia where I then ended up with some rash, and then I decided to detox meat. Khanti. Yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing, price. If I don't bring my food, people are, now when I go to gatherings, I must eat first at home. I'm that person now. Where I have to eat first, because then I'm gonna like nitpick. But it's all about me. So It's all about me. So if you don't cater for me as who I am, I will eat at home. Normally, I know my friends know, and they basically do cater for me. So they will say, listen, I got you this or something. But like if I go black funerals, people must get with their life, because I think there's so many black people that are vegetarians, and I think there's so many black people that are vegans. Like on Instagram, I follow so many. Yo, guys, there's this lady, vegan mom, that's like, yo, I aspire to be like her, because she makes things like, if I got it, she must Bluetooth everything to me. That's how good she is. And so they need to get to the program, because we're gonna end up not going all, and it's gonna look bad, because with us black people, whenever you go somewhere, you need to eat something. Like if you are invited somewhere, you need to eat something. Then you get there, they don't have anything that caters to your eating plan, and then it looks like you're being funny, or you're being going howdy, but you won't. Like Anangasik decided. But anyway, again, today marks my first year anniversary of being vegetarian with pescatarian tendencies. And thank you for listening to the story. See you again on Friday at 12. Please look out for my video. Bye.